Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video is another informative video. So if you're interested in knowing why a clinical laboratory assistant, aka lab processing, is not for you, then stay tuned.
Savage bitch, in your trap and take over. Name another bitch that's colder. I just bought a brand new Rover. I don't even drive no more, I got a chauffeur. Took off, man, they asking me to slow up. Getting wiser and my money getting older. I'm that bitch, I ain't even gonna hold you. I'm that bitch, and I thought that they told you.
Okay guys, so I am back with another informative video about a clinical laboratory assistant. So I am a clinical laboratory assistant. I work in a hospital. I do work night shifts. I would tell you guys the company, but I don't think that's right for this video or at all because I could get in trouble. I have been in the clinical laboratory assistant field for about 2 months, and so far with the 2 months of me being there, I have learned a lot. So I am coming to you guys to share certain things in different videos in different series. So in today's video, I'm just going to be telling you guys why a clinical laboratory assistant isn't for you, or how to figure out if a clinical laboratory assistant is for you or not. So the first thing you have to consider when wanting to be a clinical laboratory assistant is if you want to be around poop, pee, and bodily fluids all day. Me as a clinical laboratory assistant, I process, that's why it's called aka lab processing. I process pee, blood, body fluids, cultures, swabs, COVIDs, along with some body parts depending on the day and how things go. What I mean by that is if something tragic happens in our city, then we may receive some body parts, but we just get the body parts and we simply receive that we got this body part from this department, and we are the ones that received it, and we put it in the fridge, or we'll take it to whichever department it is supposed to go to. But we do get some body parts. So if you're kind of queasy around urine, poop, spit, cultures, blood, body, like parts, then this may not be for you. So you have to consider being around a lot of fluids that are not your own, including poop as well. So we come in contact with a lot of things, but we do wear our PPE to keep us safe from getting certain viruses or like hepatitis or like STDs and stuff like that. So you want to make sure that you follow the rules if you do consider to become a clinical laboratory assistant. So now we're going to go on to number 2. Smell. If you have a real strong nose and you are real sensitive to certain smells, this may not be the job for you. Like I said in the first example, in the first reason, we deal with poop, we deal with pee, we deal with body fluids, blood. So you get a lot of smells. Sometimes you'll get a pee or something. You'll get pee, you'll get bodily fluids, and you will smell it. Not like intentionally smell it, but you'll open it because you have to move it from the cup. If they pee in a cup, you have to move it from the cup to a tube, or if they have it in a certain tube, you have to move it into another tube. So sometimes the pee is clear like water. Sometimes the pee is really cloudy and it looks like it's like some type of thick juice. Sometimes the pee is regular. Sometimes the pee has a smell. Sometimes the pee don't have a smell. Sometimes the pee smells real stink. Sometimes it don't smell at all. So with that being said, you do come in contact with a lot of pee specimens, blood specimens, spit specimens, culture specimens, swabs, all different types of swabs, throat swabs, wound swabs, vaginal swabs, penis swabs. It's just a whole bunch of swabs that you do come in contact, but you do not open the swabs at all. So with the smell, some of it can be quite sick to the stomach. Like some of the pee that I have opened up and I was like, okay, all right, this right here is not it. So you might gag a little, you might be, but like a little bit of that here and there, because the pee, sometimes you can smell, not saying you know what an infection smells like, but you can smell when something's not right. If it don't smell like regular pee, you know, hey, this person got something going on. This person definitely need to be getting these tests done and stuff like that. You're not gonna say that out loud, but you're gonna think, God dang, like, what they got going on, da 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 da, right? So it does come with a lot of smells in the job, and sometimes chemistry or hematology, they kind of smell. It's a lab. People are dealing with poop, people are dealing with pee, people are dealing with spit, people are dealing with body fluids, people are dealing with certain body parts. So you're gonna get those different smells from time to time. Sometimes you can walk into the lab and it don't smell like nothing at all. Sometimes you can walk into the lab and you be like, God dang, what died in here? So it depends on the day. The lab can, like I said, not smell at all. Horrible. It could be like a mild smell, like, oh, you smell something, but it's not that bad. It all depends on the day and what you have, like urines, poop, if you get a body like part. It all depends on how the day goes, basically. So if you're sensitive to smell, you don't like poop, pee, or blood, if you don't want to wear PPE, this is not the job for you. We wear lab coats, we wear goggles, we wear masks. We also wear gloves 24/7. We have to wear a certain boot, and you can wear a hairnet if you would like to, but you are supposed to put your hair back. The reason for all these, you do not want to, and I have a whole video on PPE. You do not want to get anybody else's body fluids on you, like whether you think they don't have anything, whether it stinks or not, whether if you know the person. Sometimes you will come across people that you know and you can't tell the person that you know, hey, I got your stuff in here, but I think you good though. Like, you can't assume. You got to treat every specimen like they have something. 9 times out of 10, when somebody's getting tested for something, they think they have something. So it's just like, you don't want to play that game with yourself. So you want to always keep on your PPE. If you have a problem with wearing jackets and wearing gloves all the time, they do have powder-free gloves. They have gloves with the powder and powder-free. So you get to choose which ones you want. If you have a problem with wearing a mask or goggles, this is not the job for you, because we have to wear these 24/7. Our whole shift, we have to wear our PPE. That brings me to my next one. If you do not like sitting for a long period of time, we are processing. That means we are getting specimens, moving them tube to tube. We are sitting most of the time, but there is different parts of lab processing. There's ordering, which I'm gonna do a video on. There's receiving, which I'm gonna do a video on. There's tubes. There's stats. There's different things, and as I train, I will do different videos on them. So it's just like, you're not always going to be sitting down, but majority of the job is sitting down. But when you get to like tubes and stuff, you're mostly standing up. When you're receiving and processing, you're sitting down. So when I first started, my first 2 weeks, I was like nodding off and stuff, because it's just like, I'm not used to sitting down during my shifts. I'm used to move, let's go. So it's different for everybody. If you are a person that can't sit still and can't sit and do one thing and get a whole bucket done or a few buckets done, and you can't focus on the computer screen, it's not for you. You have to make sure the patient's name is right, their birthday, their address, insurance, phone number, test that needs to be ordered. You have to focus. So if you can't focus and sit still and do what you got to do on the computer when you're receiving or ordering, it's just not for you. But keep in mind that you will not be sitting the whole time. There's different areas in processing, and you don't stay in like the whole time that you are there, like working for a lab processing, you're not sitting down the whole time. At least that's the one that I am. And I am in a really big hospital, so we do a lot of stuff. We sit, we stand, transport, everything. So it's just like, we do a lot of stuff. But if you are uncomfortable with sitting down on the computer most of the time, this might not be the job for you. And if you cannot pay attention to detail, this job is really not for you, because you have to make sure when you get a tube and you get the paper, you have to make sure that everything is right. And then you got to get the paper, look at the computer and put everything in the computer, and then you have to make sure everything's right. And then you have to print off the labels, get the labels, make sure everything's right, and put it on the tube. I know it's probably don't sound complicated, but it's much more complicated than how I'm saying it, because they order a lot of tests for one person. So it's not just one test. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. It's multiple tests on one sticker, multiple stickers for one tube. You gotta pour it off in different tubes and make sure like it's enough for each test. Like, it's really different. So if you cannot pay attention to detail, this is not the job. Like, this is not the job for you at all. So that is being around fluids, smell, when don't want to wear your PPE, if you don't like sitting for long periods of time, and if you can't really pay attention. There is also a chance of risk of exposure to hepatitis virus, STDs. So if you are kind of uncertain about being exposed to certain diseases, viruses, STDs, anything like that, this may not be the job for you, because we are working in a hospital in the lab. So most people that are getting tested for certain things, either they have something or they don't, but 9 times out of 10, if they are an inpatient patient, there's something wrong. So if you're kind of uncomfortable with being around somebody who's probably HIV positive or has chlamydia or has any other types of disease or hepatitis B or whatever, this may not be the job for you, because you're going to be around this every day, your whole shift, until you quit. So it's just like, do you want to be around? Not saying do you want to be around, like, oh, I want to be around this, but are you willing to work in an environment like that, or are you not willing to deal with anything like that? Do you want to stay away from it? It's all up to you. So if you feel uncomfortable with being around this stuff, this may not be the job for you. That is basically it. I'm trying to think. As I'm talking to you guys, it may not seem like, oh, that's not a lot, but it can get a little hectic with the phone call. If you can't critical think or problem shoot or like figure things out, then this may not be the job for you. And always ask for help. Trainers that I have so far have been really good to me. Plus there's videos on YouTube and stuff on how to do certain things. Plus there's modules and stuff like that where you can study more on paying attention to what and what is what. Now there is different papers for each like facilities, so you have to like really look for certain tests. But I will motivate, like I would say, if you want to be a clinical laboratory assistant, be a clinical laboratory assistant. If you have one of these problems, but this is something you want to do, you will push through it, you will get through it, and you will do what needs to be done to get to where you want to be. So if you can't pay attention to detail and you still want to give it a try, not saying that you can't grow from it, not saying that you can't eventually catch on, pay attention more, because I was struggling my first month. Now I'm getting into the pace, because as you see it more and more every day you go to work, you're like, okay, it's here. When you first do it, it's going to be like, it's a lot going on. But as you get into it, you're like, okay, this is not as bad as it seems. I just have to get used to the rhythm, and you'll get it. So I'm just saying these for people that's like, I just want to do something, but I'm not sure what I want to do. Is that something I really want to do? Or that's why I made this video. So that is it for this video. If you have any of these problems, you might not want to be a clinical laboratory assistant, but not saying that you can't and overcome these problems. So if you would like to give it a try, you guys just give it a try, because they do not require you to have a bachelor's degree, a certificate, anything. So a high school diploma or a GED. So you guys just try. So I hope I helped you in this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll be posting once a week, if not more than once a week. We're coming back with these videos, you guys. So I hope you guys are enjoying the content, just like I'm enjoying editing and putting them out for you. I hope you guys liked the video. Yeah, so y'all stay safe, stay cautious, keep your mask on, keep your hands washed, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.